Welcome back, Magic players. There have been 2 more promo codes released, so same again, go to the player status screen, scroll over to your promotional unlocks, and click on enter code. And this time we're going to enter Friday Night Magic, DGP. New cards have been unlocked, and we're just going to enter the second code at the same time with us, MWTMJP. And more new cards have been unlocked. Alright, let's go check out 2 of our cards at the same time now. Let's see exactly what these get us. So now it should say 34 of 34. If you guys don't have the other 2 cards, you know, there's videos for that as well. And let's take a look and see what Gobos have just added. Goblin War Strike. Deals damage equal to the number of goblins you control to target player. That's actually interesting. It's a sorcery which definitely limits its potential, but I mean this could easily be a lava axe for 1, you know, so that's not terrible. That might end up fitting a slot in there somewhere. And what else? Another Goblin Chieftain. Absolutely, this is easily one of the best cards in the deck, and with the addition of these 2 new cards along with the second Goblin Guide, this is going to be significantly harder to trim now. So we're going to have to see how that works, but I am glad we got those cards. Sweet. Let's take a look at what Liliana has. Sweet, a second Shade. That's awesome. He's a really good creature. What's the second card? Oh, I think my buddy actually told me what the second one was. Yeah. Grave Titan. The Titans are so cool, and Grave Titan is probably the best of them. Either Grave or Inferno in my... Although, well... I don't know, Sun Titan's up there as well. But he is completely awesome. The Titans are just sick, all of them. So that's a huge upgrade for that deck. Let's check out what Peacekeepers has. This deck is quickly becoming my favorite deck. A second Honor of the Pure? Okay, this just got nuts. That's sweet. All of these decks are now getting ridiculously better. And a second Dawn Elemental. Interesting. I'm still not sure on the first one itself, but... you know, having 2 is someday, like, it completely is going to shut down red. It pretty much shuts down green. You know, only black and white really have any effective removal for it, and most of the white removal you can de-remove. So, it's definitely a pretty useful creature. So, that might make things even more interesting. Man, all of these just got a lot harder to trim. That's for sure. What did they add here in Exalted? This is probably the deck I see least often played. Another Spirit Mantle, that's definitely helpful. Oh, Royal Assassin, nice. This dude used to be so popular and so good, and now he's just like $1, and no one ever plays with him. And he's still really good, but I don't know, people just don't like him anymore, so that's fine. I don't know if he's gonna work in this, but I don't know, I guess it's just one of those modern things. The game has changed. Oh, that was the first one. What else do we get? Don't see any shinies. Shiny, 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 shiny. No, don't get rid of that. I'm trying to look over here. Soul of the Harvest. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, draw a card. That's kind of cool. 6 for 6/6 trample by itself isn't terrible, especially in this type of format. So, that's not bad at all. Wait, is this another Gigantomancer? Did they just give us 2? Because I thought there was already one in here that I already took out. Put 4 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. And you can cycle it, and you put 4 on target creature. That's interesting. The cycling, I would hope that'd be less. Or it should have been put 4 +1/+1 counters on any, like, just total 4 for a cycle of, I don't know, less. Then it would be good, but, man, for 9? I guess you win the game when you cast it, which that's what you want for an 8 or a 9 drop. You want it to say, I win the game, and that does that. But I don't know, man. That's still a high cost. So, anyway, let's change to another deck. Save and quit. I didn't do anything. Whatever, save it anyway. I never used that deck. What did they give Crosswinds? I hope they give it more Spiketail Hatchlings eventually. That'd be sweet. Tidings? That's probably... no. I don't want Tidings. Flow of Ideas. We've already had that. Time Stretch. Target player takes 2 extra turns after this one. Wow. Okay, well, for a cost of 10, you win the game. So, I guess that's alright. I guess. For a cost of 10, you win the game. Imagine if you gave it Rebound. That would be nuts. How's that for a combination of turns right there? Well, that's something, I suppose. Celestial Light. Another Serra's Ascent, or do we already get this one? Oh no, it was a Soul Warden we got the first time. So, actually, I don't remember. I'm getting all these mixed up now in the decks that I don't use. Which ones we've unlocked already and not. I know we've had the second. This was one of the first ones. What else are you giving us? Oh no, Serra Avatar. At least it's the original artwork. It just doesn't have any abilities. The power and toughness are each equal to your life total. So, you know, in this deck, that means it's going to be really freaking huge. You know, you can easily have a 30-30. But it's got no abilities. Absolutely nothing. Squee will chump this thing all freaking day long until the end of time, and nothing will ever matter. Nothing will ever come of it. You know, if it had flying or trample, it would be ridiculous. It probably would be too good if it had flying or trample. Well, I don't know. It still costs a 7, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be at 30, but if it had something on it, it would be a lot better. So I probably won't even use it. But I'm sure people are going to just because they want to have a 40-40 creature on the board, you know, regularly. What did they give Burn, huh? Hopefully some sweet Burn, because that's what this deck wants. Ooh, Furnace of Wrath. One of my favorite cards just because of the nostalgia factor, but it can definitely put some power out on there on the board. And no, really? 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 What a bad card. What a bad card. Oh well. Typical red. Get bad cards. Let's see. We got Genesis Wave already. Incremental Growth. Oh, hey, that's interesting. That's the opposite of the black one, where it's -1/-1 counters. So that's interesting. I don't know if it's gonna fit in a slot somewhere, but it's an interesting card nonetheless. Vorapede. Wow, Vorapede is sick. This creature is awesome. The Undying mechanic means that if a creature does not have a +1/+1 counter on it, so therefore obviously don't give him a +1/+1 counter with this thing. If he does not have a +1/+1 counter on it, when he dies, he immediately comes back into play with a +1/+1 counter. So, you know, you're paying 5 to get a 5/4 Vigilance Trample that obviously is going to be a really good attacker and a really good defender because of it. And should he die, he comes back as a 6/5 Vigilance Trample. So he's really sweet, and you don't have to pay the cost again. He just, voila, here I am. I'm like Squee. You can't get rid of me. So Vorapede is sick. He's a really good dude. And Verdant Force is still hanging out from before. That's only 3. I don't know. Whatever. Dream Puppets. I still have Grindstone. Nice. I like this card. That's actually a pretty solid addition to this. Excuse me. I probably would, well, I don't know, considering this game right now has 9 monocolored decks, this is probably better than Millstone, which is 2 to cost but 2 to activate, but it doesn't have this extra ability of repeating the process. But because there's so many mill decks, that's probably a better addition than Millstone, which is where the term milling came from. People would mill you to death with Millstone. And now it's like not even good enough to make any mill decks. What else do we get? Sands of Delirium. Oh, wow. I lost to this card at the pre-release earlier this week. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily that fantastic, but if you're blue and you're sitting on counter spells and, you know, instants and interrupts and you end up having spare mana, absolutely. So that's actually pretty cool. That's really cool. The mill deck just got a bit stronger. I've still never lost to the mill deck in this game, ever. Not once have I been beaten by it, but it just got stronger. So that's cool. And that's all of them, because now we're back to goblins. So there we go, guys. There's 4 different unlocked cards before they're otherwise readily available to the public. So hopefully you now have all 4 of them, and your opponents do not. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. Catch you later, and peace.